ironically enough, with that video, I went on a beachfront listing appointment last week, and the seller that was interviewing me actually saw that video, and she gave me kudos on the way that I negotiate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Walkthrough, the most underrated and best marketing podcast in real estate. I'm your host, Eric Simon, and I'm joined here by the co-host Jason Cassity and Shane Burgman from the Space Coast, Haley Ingram, the cow from Coffee and Contracts, and of course, Jason Cassity, who I would just mention as my co-host. We have an amazing show for you today. It is Halloween. We're getting very spooky. I don't know exactly what Shane is, but we are going to cover November fall content ideas, what's working in your real estate marketing, the scariest things that have happened to us in real estate, and of course, our marketer of the week.
I have a question before we start. Shane, can we clarify? Yes. Are you a pimp?
No.
Yeah, what are you?
Well, I'm actually Jack the Flipper.
Like a home flipper.
Like a home flipper, man. Jack the Flipper. It was either that or Jack the Stripper. And then the stripper was going to be a thong. So you guys don't know what's happening down there, but we're going to go with Jack the Flipper.
Never say never. We got a lot of time in this day.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the camera just fell. I'm so sorry.
Thank God we cannot see below Shane's waist. All right, let's get into November content ideas. It is the fall. It is November. It is Thanksgiving season. It is the final quarter. We have 2 months left of the year. Haley Ingram from Coffee and Contracts, what do you have for November for real estate agents? What should people be posting this month?
So what I'm seeing working and what we're putting in the members content calendar is a lot of photo dumps and just kind of like content that's really organic and seems like it's like just coming straight from your camera roll. It's super easy to do, and you can kind of name them different themes. So like you could do a fall photo dump. You could do like what I'm thankful for as a real estate agent, and then just like getting photos that you've literally just taken on your iPhone and sharing those. We're seeing a lot of success with that.
Yeah, the more organic, the better. The less curated, the less edited. We are seeing that as well. That's kind of the Gen Z style of posting, where they just dump 15, 20 photos at you, and sometimes it's just like a piece of sushi falling off the table or someone just waking up out of bed, you know? Mm-hmm. Right, Jason?
Yeah.
Are you doing it on a carousel? Like, is that the suggestion here, Haley?
Yeah, carousel. And then you can put like
a
title
photo
on
dump of a 20 collage, Jason. That would look
psychotic. You can do like a title on the first slide, so you can kind of have different themes, and you can also do like recurring things. Like here's from my favorites folder last month. We have a template like that, and yeah.
Organic photo dumps. I like it. Shane, what about you? You got anything planned for this November content wise?
For me, it's, Veterans Day on the 11th. So there's something I always try to incorporate there for the vets. And as far as what we're going to do on that, not really sure. There's always, something we're going to pay a little bit of homage to, not only my past, because it is the holiday where as a veteran you celebrate. It's different than Memorial Day. People always get those two mixed up. Veterans are for people that are still that are alive. And then Memorial Day, obviously, they're not. So that's a big thing we do. And then just kind of rolling in the content for December. I mean, we want to do big Christmas productions. If you know anything about really Derek and I, the way we do our Halloween stuff, it's just kind of fun and it's a huge time suck. So we're already trying to plan stuff for December, like Christmas style. So we'll start dropping those in November.
I like that. Okay, so December content ideas are coming in November too. It is holiday theme. I think we all have carte blanche, I believe is the word.
Yeah.
To start posting holiday tunes, holiday themed content starting November 1st, starting tomorrow. Jason, first off, happy Halloween. You could take off the masks now, right, guys? Take off the mask.
Hey,
what do you got planned for this November?
First of all, Shane, thank you for your service. It's by far and away the only thing I really like about you, but I appreciate you. And Haley actually nailed it. So I'm a Coffee and Contracts client, by the way. And so I dived into the content calendar that Coffee and Contracts put out. So we have a photo dump scheduled. I don't have any tips for getting ready for Thanksgiving stuff. So November, it's nothing we're doing is November specific. We're just going kind of all in. I kind of see after the election as like this 1 month window here where we can hammer real estate before it starts to slow down in December. At least here in San Diego, December and January are kind of a slower time. So we just did our brainstorming session. We have our entire month planned out of just real estate related stuff. The stuff that we talk about all year long. We don't have any November specific stuff, but we have the photo dumps, we have the neighborhood stuff, we have our listings and client success stories, stuff like that. So we're going really, really hard in November. I don't know. I mean, obviously we started in October. We've been posting every day. Just real estate related stuff, though. Nothing specific to November. Just hitting the coffee and contracts stuff and getting content out.
Got it. So real estate stuff, brilliant strategy by Jason. And then Shane, Christmas stuff. Unbelievable. I'm glad you guys came so prepared for this. Let me give you a list of November content ideas. November 1st, like I said, the season begins, holiday. November 3rd, daylight saving times ends. So you could send out that generic email blast. Or also, Haley, it is National Sandwich Day.
Oh.
Your favorite day. Not your favorite. I don't know. It's a good day, National Sandwich Day. Maybe you could do a post about your favorite sandwich shop in your local market. I don't know. It's always fun to trend jack these stupid holidays. November 11th, like Shane said, is Veterans Day. VA loan awareness posts, highlight local veteran-friendly resources, a veteran testimonial or client story, and of course, just a thank you message to the vets could be good. November 15th is National Philanthropic Day. Holiday season is always a great time to highlight the charities that you are involved in, talk about your favorite charities and why you donate to them, why you participate in what they're doing. November 16th, Jason's favorite day, National Fast Food Day. Maybe just throwing insults at all of the guests, no matter what. I think if you have like a local specific fast food place, I know in Denver, it's Good Times Burger. I don't know if there's one in St. Pete or Shane out there in the Space Coast, but maybe you could highlight your local fast food and how it differentiates from the big chains. Obviously kind of reaching right now, but this is always good content inspiration. November 17th, National Hiking Day, my least favorite day. I hate hiking. In fact, the girl that I was dating before my wife, she always said, hey, let's go hiking Saturday. Let's go hiking Saturday. I said no every single time, and that ended our relationship, and I am glad it did. So maybe you talk about your favorite hiking spots in your local market. November 22nd, National Go for a Ride Day. This is Shane's favorite day because he likes going for a ride.
Sure do.
You could go, National Going for a Ride Day?
Big fan.
Yeah,
just going for a ride?
Yeah, just going for a ride. So what I think you could do, this is actually not a bad idea. You go in your car, you have someone film you and say, hey, this is my favorite street to drive on because maybe it's a specific neighborhood, maybe it's a view. All right, maybe I should have.
Happy National Going for a Ride Day to all who celebrate.
To all who celebrate, exactly. And then, of course, it's Thanksgiving Day, November 29th. I'm going to just rattle off some great ideas here.
28th.
What's that?
Thanksgiving 28th.
Is it the 28th?
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday on the 28th. Thanksgiving. Why don't you do your favorite Thanksgiving foods? You could rank those. You could talk about what it's like looking for houses around the holidays. Again, don't send out the generic Thanksgiving email blast. Talk about what you're thankful for. I think Haley's point there with the photo dump, you're thankful for your vendors, your clients, the people in the marketing department, your office, your spouse for putting up with dating a real estate agent. I think thankful posts, heartfelt ones are always the move here. And going back to Neil Dinger's talk at Bam Mania when he was saying just posting stuff like in your personal life around the holidays, I think is going to connect with people the most. So those are some November content ideas for you. Make sure you throw us a like and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, Shane.
I was going to say something we did last year reminded me of the Thanksgiving is I took our whole team and this can be a little cringy if you do it the wrong way, but we bought a bunch of gift cards for Walmart and just went to Walmart and started handing out these $25 and $50 gift cards to people that were going to buy a turkey and basically said, let us buy your turkey. And then I was like, made it kind of funny. I told them a joke and I said, if you laugh, I'll give you $50. And they're like, what? And then I would tell them like a very awful Thanksgiving joke. And then if they laughed or didn't, then they would get a gift card. And it was just like fun to do. We did film some of it, but it wasn't there to like go to film the whole thing. And that's why we did it. We did it. And then we're like, shit, we should probably document some of this. And the video actually came out like really, really good. And it was all just on our cell phones, just kind of, doing it as we were going along the way. That was something fun. It's heartfelt. People like they were so appreciative of it and just made all of us feel really good about doing that. So we just collectively as a team put together a bunch of money, bought a shit ton of gift cards, and then just gave them out.
That is very nice. It is the time to be charitable.
Thing I like about you now, Shane.
Exactly. You're what a nice guy this Shane Burgman is. All right. Topic number 2. it is Halloween. That's why we are dressed like cows and leprechauns, and Jason and I are straight-laced. But what is the scariest thing that happened to you, whether it's your life or in your real estate experience? Shane, I'll start with you because before this, you said you had something pretty creepy happen.
Well, not creepy. So when we say scary, I took a left turn as far as like financially scary. So the costume I'm wearing today is Jack the Flipper, and it ties into the story I wanted to kind of tell you guys as my first undertaking of a flip. Short version, I bought this property almost 3 years ago. Spoiler alert, I still own it. I've had squatters. I've had the city red tag me. I have had to get the police involved. I have financially almost disrupted my entire life because of this house. We finished the flip, and it is on the market actually as of today. And to pay like homage to all of that dumb shit that has happened to that home, we listed it. And in the narrative, it'd be fun if you guys look it up. Can anyone guess what the narrative says?
No.
A killer deal.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. But yeah, so that was a pretty scary thing that happened to me. It was my first time undertaking a flip. I've held it for so long.
Shaking over here.
Hey man. It's creepy.
God.
That's a good one.
All right. Haley, do you have anything creepy happen to you in your entire life, your real estate, your business, anything?
Never. No, I do have one
Perfect.
story.
Okay.
I have one story from when I'm a real estate agent. It's not really scary. It's more just kind of funny, but it's all I got. But one of my favorite stories from when I was an agent was when I met up with this lady at a coffee shop because I had to explain to her in person that the house that she was looking for didn't exist. She was looking for like a beach house for under, 300,000. So I wanted to show her the MLS and be like, look, when you do the filters like that, it doesn't exist. And as we're sitting there on like a Tuesday morning, she pulled out a mini bottle of Stoli blueberry vodka out of her purse and asked if I wanted a sip. And I was like, no, thank you. And then she wanted to like have breakfast and stuff. And then I left. And later, when we talked on the phone one time at the end, she said, all right, love you. She said, love you. And I don't know if I don't know. I was just like, okay. And then, didn't end up working out, but that's the only like creepy kind of story I have from real estate.
I bet a lot of people have accidentally said, I love you to a client on the phone.
I think she had time to like,
maybe not,
to save it at the end, but
right.
She was kind of doubled down in it. So I don't know. I think we had a good connection, but didn't work out.
Nothing like a little Stoli in your coffee. That is the Jason Cassity move. Jason, what about you? Do you have anything creepy? Oh, there he goes right now.
There it is.
Little sip right there.
Not off the okay. Have you ever shown a haunted house? Like, and not a haunted house, but like someone where like someone's died in it or something like that. Shane, I guess you'd be the person to ask on that, right? Like in production showing houses. It actually is creepy. And so like, I want to just throw that out there that I've done multiple house showings where the person's been like killed or murder, suicide, those type, like a heinous death. And there is a little something that goes, a little flutter in your heart, so to speak, that happens when you show houses like that. So that's all I've got. It's not that scary, but I do have a few kind of haunted house stories where you've shown that and you're just like, I got to get out of here. Like, I hate this feeling.
You can like feel the energy there. I had one during COVID where I did a lot of video tours for clients that were not living in Florida. And so I filmed this house that was beachside, sent the client the video, and then they wrote back and they said, this house has like weird energy. And the wife literally, she's like, I love the house, but it has a weird energy. Cannot buy it. And I'm like, that's fucking like a bizarre thing to say, but I can't discount the energy. And I looked up the house and the dude, there was a dude that killed himself in the house. He blew his brains out in this property and they renovated it all. And none of it was ever disclosed or anything. You don't technically have to do that here in Florida, but she could like feel it. And once I found all the articles, sent it to her and she was like, dude, I could feel that energy there.
Just from a video you said or FaceTime?
Just from a video that I filmed and sent it to her through YouTube.
That's creepy.
You don't have to disclose in Florida. No, of course not.
No, okay, no, so I bought my house.
CSI crew, yeah.
Yeah, my house, I've lived in it for 2 years. It flooded recently, so it's gone anyways. But right before it flooded, we were talking to the neighbor and he was like, oh yeah, I saw like the guy killed himself at your house before. And I was like, what? Oh. I still don't know if it's true, but I never got a weird energy though. So
I couldn't do it. I couldn't live in a house where someone died that I knew if they died, they were killed themselves. No way.
Yeah, I couldn't do it either.
Do you guys believe in ghosts? Haley, I'll start with you. Do you believe in
put me on
energy,
the spot.
life after death, heaven, hell?
Gosh, it's gonna go deep.
I lived in a house. I lived in a house when I was younger that I swear was haunted. I could feel it, and so yes.
Okay, Jason, what about yourself? Do you?
I mean, you
feel
threw out a lot there.
Poltergeists?
Yeah, you threw out a lot there. Like obviously, heaven, hell. There's a lot of kind of like I don't know in between ghosts. I don't think like Casper the Friendly Ghost, but I do believe that like energy kind of like can linger in
I believe in Casper, and that's it.
Yeah, just a cute, nice, fluffy ghost.
Like I don't think that Harry Potter, right? Like people are moving between the walls, and like, but I do feel like energy can stay in a space, and I do feel like there's something there. Like Shane just said, you walk into houses sometimes, and you're just like, something's up, and it's you don't know what it is.
Well, we got a post coming up today on nowbam.com where I looked up a Reddit thread of creepy things that happen to people at showings. And it is extensive and it is horrifying. So make sure you check out the website today. That'll be live. And we'll also send that in the email. Let us know in the comments if you have any crazy, creepy stories happen to you selling real estate. I'll tell mine real quick. I told this on the Overask podcast. And this was in 2016. It was me and Wes Pinkston, Jason, my former partner in real estate and with the broke agent.
Shout out to San Diego.
Shout out to San Diego. And we were sitting this open house every single Sunday. It was a short sale, and the seller was a complete whack job. He looked like Gollum. He was there for every single time we got there. He would come back early. He would stay late. You know, like if the open house started at 11, he would stay till 11:10. He was like a vape salesperson, or I don't know. It was very strange. It was a really nice house in the Palisades, but every time I'd go there, I'd have to clean up his vapes, his weed pens, just everything. It was always like an enormous process to get him out of the house. And he would always linger, talk to us, say very inappropriate things. It was just such an uncomfortable situation. So I went up to the master bedroom and I walked in, and lying on his bed, just lying on the bed, not in a corner, was a 12 gauge shiny shotgun. And I was like, all right, dude, you got to put this thing away. Go hide it in the closet or something. Like I can't show a house and have that just laying on the bed. This is ridiculous that I even have to say this. He's like, oh, okay. Yes, of course. And then as people start, like, as you know, we open up the doors, people haven't started coming in yet, but Wes and I are just standing there in the foyer. He pops up on the second level holding the shotgun at us. And then he makes bang, bang noises just as a joke.
Gosh.
And it was honestly horrifying. It wasn't funny at all.
No.
And he started laughing maniacally. And it was just one of those situations where I was like, what are we doing here? This guy should be in prison, and I should not be sitting this open house. I'm going to get no commission on this anyway. I was just doing it to get leads. Complete waste of time. So that was my scary story in real estate.
That wins.
Yeah, that would make me.
All right, let us know in the comments here. What's that? I know. I mean, I basically did. From then on, I went full blown broke agent, and I was like, I'm not about to get shot at one of these open houses. Let us know in the comments if anything scary has happened to you. Now let's get into content that converts. Okay, we got some great posts from Jason, from Coffee and Contracts, Haley, and from Shane. I think Shane, we'll lead it off with you because I got 2 videos for you, and one of them is the perfect way to post about real estate negotiation expertise. A nice video from your car.
Whenever there's rounds of negotiation, typically you have about 3 rounds, and anything beyond that, it just gets annoying. And either a buyer or seller is going to get frustrated, and out of emotion, and sometimes out of spite, they're just going to withdraw from the negotiations and not want to engage anymore. So we try to avoid that. I had an instance that happened very, very recently, and we were on our round 4 of negotiations, and the buyer wanted to go back and split hairs over $4,000. And he said, what should we do? And I advised him against it. I said, this is going to be emotional. I already know how the seller is going to respond. He's going to go tell you to go kick rocks or go piss up a rope. Is it worth to lose the deal over $4,000 was the question I asked him. And he said, no. We ended up going back. He accepted the counter the seller, presented, and he's under contract and he's buying a badass house. A lot of times people don't understand what that $4,000 means. And you're buying a house and you're financing a home. You are financing $4,000, which on a monthly payment, pennies. But to a seller, that's $4,000 in their pocket. So a lot of times it's viewed differently, and it's important to know that perspective when you're going into negotiations.
I want to hear about why you posted this video because I really like it. I love the fact that you're in a car. I just think that setting creates organic nature to it. There's a good background to it. It kind of feels like you're having a casual conversation. You showed your expertise by showing proof, meaning you were talking about an experience that already happened to you in negotiation. So what was your kind of mindset filming this video, and what did it do for you?
So mindset is really easy to do those because I had Connor, who's my videographer, with me anyway, and we were actually traveling to a site to do some filming. And as we're in there, I'm kind of like bitching about a negotiation thing and a story, and I'm like telling him, and he was just basically like, "Wait, like we should actually kind of do this as like a video because it's simple to do. He can film it on his phone and then edit it and turn it out really quickly." And so we have a bunch of those in the queue that we're dropping, and it was a good video. We didn't really plan for it. It was just kind of off the cuff. Of course, he made a couple of edits on it, but it was something that was happening in real time, something that I've noticed over the last 10 years of my career, and it's something that comes up a lot. And ironically enough, with that video, I went on a beachfront listing appointment last week, and the seller that was interviewing me actually saw that video, and she gave me kudos on the way that I negotiate. And so she saw that, and that was not actually like our direct audience intent. It was not going to be a seller or a real consumer. It was kind of like education for an agent to understand how to negotiate. And then if a buyer seller sees it, great. But I thought it was interesting that she saw it. So it's another one of those videos that does cast a large web as far as whoever sees it can learn something from it or see the way that we operate as a team.
I love that actually resulted in an appointment. Yeah. And again, I just want to reemphasize the fact that the background is so important when filming these videos. If it's you in front of a mic telling that story, it's not nearly as interesting as you in the actual car because it does look like an off the cuff moment. And I think that's, going back to Haley's original point about organic photo dumps, like that's the way people want to consume content today on Instagram. So great video, Shane. And then I got another one from you. Oh. This one is, what is this one, Haley? Why don't you pull this up and then we will dissect it here.
All about This is a message for you to not lose hope. It's an extremely competitive landscape, and you're not going to get every property that you want. So remember, when one door closes, another one's going to open. Huh. Antiques. Stupid phrase. Inspirational BS.
Great job, Shane. That's a little Halloween trend jack there. Mm-hmm. So kind of funny, but also you're calling out the realtors that do kind of motivational, inspirational BS. It sets you apart. So what was the point of that video?
I mean, you kind of nailed it. I as much as people give me shit for my morning cold plunge, inspirational stuff, there's a part of me that loves them, but there's a part of me that people abuse them because they're not actually practicing those. So inspiration was kind of to make fun of my own self, but also people that just post those little tweet shots of it. And then also, you might not know this, but that's a pretty technical video to create. There's green screen aspect of it. There's a tripod shot of it. And then we actually are pulling those open with fishing line. So if you know anything about me, I like high technical stuff that you can't really see. It's not that apparent, but that was fun to do because it was technical as well. So that's just something we have fun with.
I like that. Jason, do you have any Halloween trend jacks coming up like Shane?
No, not at all. Shane, I would never try to copy Shane and Derek in this world. This is where they thrive. And this is, I hate giving flowers to Shane, but those were
I'll take them.
Exactly. All right, well, I'm going to give flowers to Haley here because she has two great videos from Coffee and Contracts. The first one is a content creation hack. Everybody should watch this video.
If you want to get more leads on Instagram, do more of this. Share reels romanticizing your city like these. Try these 4 things to do it well. Number 1, make them aesthetically pleasing. Number 2, use keywords and hashtags that include your city name and real estate. Number 3, use a trending audio. And number 4, keep them engaging and short. Every Tuesday, we send out trending reel audios and ideas in our free Coffee Drip newsletter. Comment coffee below, and I'll send you the link to subscribe.
Haley, beautiful video.
Great.
Thank you.
Thoughts?
Thank you. Thoughts? When it's funny when you watch it back too, I'm like, I have some critiques for myself in the future, but I've just started doing more of the professional style videos with a videographer and stuff. So, but I actually ended up editing that one myself. So it could have some tweaks, and I could have gone faster, I think. But those videos do really well. I've noticed, like, it's interesting because my whole point before was about how content like Shane's video, where it's like he's just being recorded in the car and it's off the cuff and it feels like you just whipped out your phone and are talking to a friend. But I've also seen, on the other hand, whenever I do take the time to have like a professionally done video, those always perform very well also. And it could also just be that I really think that content out, and so I'm trying to get things trying to be quick in what I'm saying and really like provide value in what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm still kind of figuring it out as I go.
The point of that video is to get people to subscribe to the Coffee Drip newsletter, right?
Yeah, and it gets a ton of that.
Yeah, so similar to the listing videos that Jason and I always talk about, and we talked about this on the Content That Converts panel, some of the best videos are when you show your face first, then you show the house, then you show your face with the call to action. So you showed your face, here's how you get leads on Instagram. You show the actual value, that you're knowledgeable about what people should post, and then it's back to you with the quick call to action. I think that formula is very effective, whether you're posting about your newsletter or you're posting about a listing. So yeah. Very well done. And just one call to action, just, comment the word coffee, comment the word simple. Drip, and people will make it happen. Then there's another video that you posted about B-roll that I thought was important to show.
Ready for the ultimate life and content creation hack? When you're working on a task like writing an offer, customizing your social posts, or prepping for your open house, set up your camera and record yourself in action. Now you have loads of B-roll video to use for your marketing, and you're getting the job done distraction-free. You're welcome. Now go get to work.
Dig that one. Yeah. Shit. Yes, ma'am.
That one didn't have a call to action either.
Yeah, get to work. Get your ass to work, you lazy son of a bitch. That's what that one was.
Hit us with the "you're welcome."
I go, you're welcome.
Gosh,
thank you.
It was kind of, over here.
Yeah, I thought, that was a little brand building one, a little reminder, But yeah, those like quick, professionally done reels are doing really well for me. But just trying to keep them like super short, super like engaging, so they don't look away. But yeah.
Haley, for those question on those videos, if someone was in an open house, and I have to remind my team about this all the time, like when they're like, oh, it's so busy, I'm like, just get a little bit of footage of it and then make something out of it. Would you suggest someone post those B-roll shots like on a story, or would that also do well as like a broad reel reach?
So what I do is I record B-roll whenever I'm like in a situation where like an open house, or if I'm working at my desk or a coffee shop or something, and I save them all in an album on my phone called B-roll, and I reuse them constantly. Like I'm still using B-roll from months and months ago. Just whenever I have like an easy reel idea, then I can throw together a quick B-roll reel with like my text on top, and then now I have a reel that I can post. And then I'll also post them on my story, like even if it's not me in the moment, it's just from a few weeks ago, and if I need to post a story, then I'll use that. So yeah, I like to save them to an album so I can just grab them whenever I need to.
That's really smart. I should create more albums.
I took this from Haley. If you can see that B-roll video,
nice.
It's just random B-roll throughout your life, and you just pick it up, 10-second clips, and then you just.
It saves so much time. It's so convenient when you finally put them in an album instead of having to search through all your photos and videos.
Yeah. That's a good hit.
You have a content bank, and it also allows to do all those voiceovers. That's how we promoted Bam Manias. I went to the Circa Hotel and just took a bunch of B-roll footage of the actual hotel and did a voiceover over that. So it's way easier than filming a video in that moment, right? Like at an open house, you have a bunch of people there. You're not going to flip the camera around and start talking about your open house. That would be an act of lunacy. But if you film some people, you film the open house, then you can do a voiceover and be like, oh my God, 40 people showed up. It was so amazing. Everybody was happy.
Kind of what you said earlier too about showing your face first. That's what we always recommend too whenever you're creating a B-roll reel, instead of just having like a video of your coffee right off the bat or a video of the open house. Making sure that first clip has you or your face in it. I think that actually gets people to stop and watch it when they just see like a face and they know it's not just a generic piece of content. It's actually you.
Yeah. Whenever I see something where it's like, here are 5 reasons that you should use me as your realtor, and it's just coffee coming out of a machine, those things are popping up. It's just like, what's the point?
This is captivating, and I need to watch this whole thing.
Exactly. Funny. I think people should do more funny B-roll videos. Haley, do you remember that one I sent you and Marie Lee from Tennessee?
Which one?
This is an inside joke. I don't know. I sent it 3 months ago. I thought it was funny.
Oh.
We'll cut this part out.
God, it must have been hilarious.
No, but that would be funny if you did like some sort of, for Halloween too. Maybe I'm going to try to do this today. If you did something where it seems like it's a normal B-roll video and there's like inspirational text on top, but you're actually doing something like hiding a body or something in the background.
Ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That would be
that's
really
a great
fun.
idea.
Or you're slamming your head against the wall, like
Haley.
repeatedly for 30 seconds.
Or it's like
Shane,
you working
just
at
did a
your
video
desk,
like
but you're
this.
I just did.
crying.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet Haley has an album for all the shitty videos you send her, Eric.
I've only sent her that one video, which I thought was hilarious. But this is what the video was. It was me. It was an overshot of my shoulder, and I'm taking notes. And on the notepad, there was a penis in the corner. And I thought it was funny because it was like a subtle drawing where it's like an inspirational thing, but then you
Easter egg.
see
I
a
do
penis in the
remember
corner.
that.
That was a good video. How about having little visual hooks in the video, right? Have little wieners throughout your video.
Easy.
Okay.
Maybe consider cutting this part.
Maybe consider cutting this part. Exactly. Jason Cassity, you've been putting out some amazing content.
Perfect segue.
Jason
Okay, so I've been
Cassity.
putting out some political
Yeah,
content
thank
that
God.
isn't pissing people off. That's right.
Thank
And so
God.
as we go right into the video, Haley, cue it up.
Prop 33, the rent control prop. This one's going to be spicy. So Prop 33 would repeal the Costa-Hawkins Rental Housing Act of 1995, which currently prohibits local ordinances from limiting residential rental rates for new tenants and rent increases. Proponents for the prop say that housing has gotten out of control in California and people cannot keep up. A lot of people are on fixed incomes, and one rental hike would put them into homelessness. The argument against Prop 32 is that it would worsen the already difficult housing situation. It would disincentivize builders from building affordable housing projects because they know they're going to get rent capped, and it would eliminate homeowner protections and potentially reduce home values by as much as 25%.
Damn.
So the thought process here, first of all, if you noticed, if you were watching this, that my hair was absolutely flat too. That was a atrocious.
You had a little
hair
strand
I liked it.
dangling.
It looked
I
good.
had
Dude. That was a cool
that
look.
was at the end. It was like 4 o'clock at the end of a long day where I didn't like refresh here, and so my my pomade had given up.
Oh.
But that being said, the videos themselves, I think I took this. I want to say it was Byron, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But maybe it was Kim Posick. But 2 years ago, I saw someone do this where they just broke down the local state measures. I've never talked about president. I've never talked about the politician side. It's just like the California and San Diego specific measures. And then you just present it, right? You just weigh in. It's like, hey, Prop 33, rent control. Here's the arguments for, here's the arguments against. What do you think? Because what's going to happen is obviously there's going to be people weighing in the comments. Now, what's super interesting, I think, and this could just be that the content's not that good. So I'll leave that open as well. But it's not performing very well on Instagram. Like these have not gotten the same reach that I thought they would get. They're performing better on TikTok. And so like maybe that's just because it's not being throttled as much, by Facebook. I think once you say election and you have election all throughout, I think it does get throttled just a little bit. But that being said, I still took the videos and I've sent them out to my database as well. And just put it out to a blast email and just said, hey, here's the election coming up. Here's a video breakdown of what is at stake here, just to elicit engagement. And I've had clients reach back out and they're like, of course, they're telling me what they think and whatnot. But it's just giving me opportunities to have conversations, which is the whole point of the content. I never took a stance on either side. I just presented the information. I thought it would do better on Instagram. I thought it would be spicy a little bit. It wasn't yet. I mean, obviously, we still have 6 more days to go because I still have 3 more videos to put out. But I haven't had the one pop like I thought it would. That being said, it does do better on TikTok, and it's good for the engagement with my clients too.
I wonder.
Yeah, go ahead, Shane.
Like, I wonder how well something like that would work on as a YouTube short, just from like a search aspect, since it is like such a hyper local. I mean, not hyper because it's a state thing. But that was really good because I didn't know anything about it. Obviously, like the exact opposite coast of you, but I watched it and was like learning about it from there. And I was like, oh, I can see. And then I actually went through the comments and I could see like people like saying, I wanted to talk to you about this in person, but didn't get the chance. And you're so good at like navigating the comment space. Like, well, what are your thoughts? So instead of like you taking a position, you kind of, I mean, you chess played it, but you're like, what do you think? Instead of like being on a side. So I think like that video, way more people see it than I feel like the metrics are exposing. And it's probably people that are very, very close to where you live.
I also think that like Shane and I both have national audiences in a sense that Shane's done all the skits and stuff. We probably have a lot of real estate agents that follow us in different states. So there's probably like a lot of people who just didn't care about California politics, right? And just skip right through it. Whereas if you have like a hyper, maybe Alyssa Kernut or someone who's like really localized, Dan Parker here in San Diego, where their following is specific to a city, I bet you they would do better with this type of content because it's specific to where their followers are.
Yeah, they've already trained. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The hyperlocal prop reels is like, if you're looking at these propositions, they always say like the opposite of what you think they're trying to say. You almost have to interpret them backwards. And my wife Anna is just like, hey, Friday we're going to have a pizza and prop night. We're going to sit around and go over the propositions. I said, no, thanks.
I'm going to go hiking.
I'm not doing that. I'm going to have a pizza and whiskey night with me and Lug Nuts. And you could go in the other room and go over the propositions. No, thanks. You know. Anyway,
Tell us how you feel.
You know, it's just little, Jason. These are good reminders that you're just reminding the audience.
You know, I like that you. Sorry, completely interrupted you.
Oh, it's okay. Let's just
thank you.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I like that you repurpose it by sending it out to your audience as well. That's a good reminder that I'd never thought about, honestly. That's smart.
And speaking of reminders, if you are an agent looking to stand out from the crowd, Reminder Media is a resource you need to check out. You get your own branded, printed, digital magazines and email newsletters. Reminder Media delivers these resources to your contacts on autopilot, keeping you top of mind with your database. All you got to do is focus on your follow-up calls and watch referrals and repeat business come in. Check out the link below for Reminder Media. Okay, we got a marketer of the week. Have you guys heard of the Arkansas Realtors? Haley, have these
yes.
agent couple, have they popped up on your radar at all?
Absolutely.
They're posting amazing content. Jason, I want to get them on the walkthrough next week because they're doing an amazing combination of humorous and valuable posts. Take a look at these hilarious real estate Halloween costumes by the Arkansas Realtors.
Oh, who am I? Well, I'm Geraldine's daddy. Yep, I'm the buyer's dad. Are you the builder? Well, you better not be, because if you are, I got some real choice words for you. Come look at this construction. Come look at this trash. I could build a better house myself, you know? Oh, clearly, I'm the buyer's dad. I always got a level, a tape measure, lots and lots of blue tape, a ton of unsolicited opinions, and I'm also known for my low balls. Offers, that is. Low ball offers. Pam, get in here. We are not having our daughter Geraldine living in a house like this. Are you kidding me? Let me talk to the builder. I mean, I could build a better house myself. Are you the builder? Oh my goodness, baby. Get your blue tape ready. Nope. Pam, Geraldine ain't living here. Nope. My princess is not living here. Look at this. Sir, do you see this? Come, let me show you something. Come on. Low ball offers coming right up.
So in case you're listening on Spotify, she had balls coming out of her shorts to signify low balls. I don't know, I thought it was good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, you know, watch someone act out the buyer's dad. Look, the Yankees blew a 5-0 lead last night.
I wasn't going to bring it
on all unearned runs. So if I seem a little disheveled, a little angry, it's because not only do I have to suffer through proposition night on Friday night, but I also lost a 5-0 lead in the 5th inning to the Dodgers. They were going to come home for Game 6. I was going to be at that game. So happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this week's walkthrough. Go follow Haley Ingram. Go follow Coffee and Contracts. Go follow Shane Burgman. I'm sure he's got even more spicy, hilarious Halloween videos. And go follow Jason Cassity so you could tune up on your local props in San Diego. You want to know about rent control? You check out Jason Cassidy's profile. Gotcha. You want to know about immigration reform? You go check out Jason Cassidy's profile. Just kidding.